Hello, and welcome to 502 Sessions. I'm your host, Brian Kirby. I have a very special show today, and it's not special just because there are 28 to 30 musicians behind me, but it's special because it's Lina Gonzalez and the Unitas Ensemble, and they're premiering a brand new work written by Nicolas Castaneda. Lina, tell me about the idea for Unitas Chamber Orchestra. How did you come up with an idea to make your own orchestra?
Well, I think I just have a profound love of Latin American music and music especially for my country. So that's why I decided that I wanted to use my music and my art to just promote what is out there.
And you say your music, Latin American music. So what do we listen for in the differences of, Latin American chamber music as opposed to, I guess, what you would call standard chamber music?
Well, I think that would be the rhythms, the dance, it's intrinsic there, and the mixtures of cultures that we had during the colonial discovery of America. So we had African, Latin American people coming. We have Spanish people, Portuguese people in the case of Brazil. So that whole mixture with our natives makes such a unique mixture and combination.
And I see some standard instrumentation here, but also some other instruments that are not typical that you would see in a chamber orchestra from this country. So we have Victor Cruz on Latin percussion.
Yes.
Nicolas Castaneda on Colombian harp, and Carlos Carpacho on cuatro. So this instrumentation, Nicolas Castaneda wrote this piece, and you commissioned it. What does that mean when you commission a piece to be written for you?
Well, we really wanted a piece that was unique for the premiere and from this particular recording. So I just talked to Nicolas, which is a really close friend of mine, and he came up with the idea of mixing our traditional instruments and particularly the traditional ensemble and merge it to the orchestra. So that's what we came up with.
All right, I really look forward to hearing this.
Well, thank you.
Lina Gonzalez. Victor Cruz, Latin percussion. Nicolas Castaneda, Colombian harp. And Carlos Carpacho, cuatro. Unitas Ensemble. So Lina, first I want to thank you for bringing this group in. I mean, this was no small effort, I imagine, to get all these musicians together. And Nicolas Castaneda, I mean, thank you. That was fantastic. I'm very impressed. I have several questions for Nicolas, but I wanted to ask you something about the overall group. I know we spoke briefly about how you decided to make the group, but these musicians, you're from NEC right now, correct?
Yes, I do study at NEC, the New England Conservatory, but we have musicians that are already freelancing. We have friends that are with us from Longy School of Music as well.
Longy School, yeah?
Yeah, so Longy School of Music, and they all three went to Berkeley, I imagine. Yeah, they all went to Berkeley. So it's a collective effort throughout the whole music scene here.
And so what are you doing at NEC right now? You are a conducting major?
I'm a conducting major, but I'm doing my graduate diploma in choral conducting.
Choral conducting.
Yes. I do like opera a lot. That's why I decided to
Opera.
just explore that side of conducting itself.
And do you write as well yourself? Or
I do
arrange?
not write at all.
Or arrange?
Yeah,
No.
no. I leave that to the experts. Yeah.
So we see you as a conductor today, but I imagine you're quite an accomplished, I'll say, instrumentalist.
I play piano, yes. I'm a pianist.
And so when you get a score, do you read through it on the piano, or do you just sing it in your head?
Well, at the beginning, I just use my ear and my head. I'm fortunate enough that I can hear all the voices in my head, and then if I need something, I go to the piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, great. Fantastic. I'm so thrilled that you guys came in today. I want to talk to Nicolas for a minute. Nicolas,
Yes.
come forward. So, Lina, I know you spoke briefly about Nicolas and commissioning the work, but there must be more to the story. I mean, you don't go on Craigslist and say, orchestra needs new piece from Latin America, right? I mean, how do you two know each other again?
We know each other to a mutual friend. Actually, our assistant concertmaster, she is Nicolas' girlfriend, so we are a whole family. Yeah.
And you have, so you're sitting around having coffee or something, you say, oh, geez, I need a new piece for my orchestra, and Nicolas Castaneda says, oh, I can write that. I mean, how do you say, please write this for us?
I think Nicolas can speak a lot.
We met a couple of times in Pavement, I think.
Yes.
Yes, something like that. And we were talking about composing something different and new, combining Colombian music with classical thoughts, and then we started to decide what's gonna be the musicians and all the settings for the composition, and then I went for the composition and I started to compose everything.
So you decided what orchestration you wanted, what instruments, before you started to write?
Yes.
And then I noticed in the piece, I mean, it starts very sparsely. And so did you, when you're writing, a lot of times I ask the musicians, do you think of a theme first? Do you think of the chords first? If they're a vocalist, I say, do you think of the words first? But for you, I guess I'll ask, were you thinking of a certain scene you wanted to set or an emotion you wanted to evoke?
More the scene, because
scene.
I wanted to show up all the tradition that in Colombia we have a place called Los Llanos, that is the east part of Colombia, and there is all this kind of music that is called llanera music, or música llanera in Spanish, and there is a tradition that the music comes from the farms, and for example the first act that we played was based on the farmers used to sing to the cow when they are doing the milking part in the mornings.
So the farmer would sing to the cow?
Exactly.
As inspiration?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, so
And
they can be happy.
exactly.
Cows.
Happy cows?
Yeah, milking happy cows.
And then the cows could produce more milk.
Oh, okay.
I saw it a couple of times.
So no singing, less milk, singing, it's a waterfall. Wow.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Then the second act, that is called El Parrando. El Parrando is a dance party, actually, where that is celebrating important moments, maybe in birthdays or holidays or in festivals. And I really want to combine the musician, the tradition, and with the dance. Maybe on May we're gonna have some dancers. I think so.
Oh, when you... Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they do the cadence, the cadences intended to improvise with dancers. The steps of the dancers improvise with them, and they react to it.
Was that the trio section in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so that's a specific dance that is played on happy events, birthdays, weddings. And I wanted to ask about that. As I was listening to the trio section, there was some improvisation in there?
In this kind of music, we also improvise all the time. We have a harmonic structure and a little melodies, but just few ones, and then it's part of the musician.
So
All the
a harmonic structure and some melodies, and you play off, well, not unlike a lead sheet from a real book. You know, they have the
Exactly.
chords on. Wow, cool. And so the farm part, once again, so we did hear some of the farm things besides the singing to the cows. I mean, that trumpet part that came in, that was supposed
the
to...
rooster.
That's the
and-
rooster.
Rooster,
the rooster,
okay.
sorry,
I got it.
and cow and some birds, and the string part we're doing
Air in general.
air with using the bone in
Oh,
different
okay, that's okay.
part, and that's
Air.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the concepts that I wanted to stress with Nicolas when we first met is that we wanted something to be dance, because the first concert that we're going to do, it's all about dancing and dances throughout Latin America. So as part of our tradition, as a family, as Latin Americans, we are all dancing, always. Christmas is dancing, New Year's, everything is dancing. So at least in Colombia. So that's why the central and the main part of his piece is dance. And the next piece will be dancing as well, but in a Mexican setting.
All right. Well, Lina, I thank you again.
No, thank
Tremendously.
you, Brian. And
Nicolas
thank you.
Castaneda.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. And you premiered it here. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
So, and everybody, thank you. I mean, thank you. Nice job, everybody. All right, we're going to reset, Lina, and then Lina has one more piece for us. We'll do, and this will be with flute and guitar.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back. 502 Sessions, Lina Gonzalez, Unitas Ensemble. I'm back with Nicolas Castaneda, composer, Victor Cruz on Latin percussion, and Carlos Carpacho on Cuatro. And so I just want some more information about these instruments. Victor, so what were you playing for this piece?
So I was playing the maracas, or the carpachos, as are commonly known. In
Wait, what? The
carpachos.
And your name is?
Carpacho.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So these are kind of the typical percussion instruments for the llanero music.
And that's the
And
dance?
That's the style of
the
this
style.
kind of from the plains of Colombia and Venezuela.
And what else do you have here? So you played all of these for
I
this?
played, I guess these are the main instruments for this style.
Uh-huh.
And these were sort of percussion effects that I was using. This is actually an African
Can you hold that right up for us?
instrument.
Pull it right out there.
And then actually something interesting is this percussion instrument is indigenous from South America. And this one is African. And the reason, the way you can tell one is indigenous and one is African is that the seeds are outside for the African instrument.
These are seeds?
Those are seeds.
And they make the, oh, okay.
So they're usually kind of attached to a stick, but they're hanging outside.
And so the music is generated by the seeds whacking on the stick.
rattling around.
And on the
then
maracas, it's...
This one has the seeds inside a dry gourd. So that's kind of like the indigenous element of the music.
And in the orchestration, in his part, did you notate specifically maracas come in here and African? So these instrument choices were yours.
Yes, I mean we spoke before on the like kind of collaboration, and we realized what kind of instrument would be the good one for that piece.
Okay.
For the first movement, just like environment, and then the second one more maracas.
Let me ask you a couple of questions, Nicolas. Thank you, Victor. Let me just bring this right up to you, so because you're going to speak a little bit more now. Let me intimidate you. There you go. Okay, sorry. So, Nicolas Castaneda, the Colombian harp, it looks smaller than the harp, or is this a travel harp you use? So what's the difference between a Colombian harp and an orchestral harp, I guess? I'm not sure.
Okay, the Colombian harp, and I mean we have almost the same harp between Colombia and Venezuela. It's almost the same structure, but with the Colombian harp comes from the plains as well in Venezuela. That is called Los Llanos. That I told you before, and that's the name. Another thing is that the Colombian and Venezuelan harp does not have pedals.
I saw, yeah, pedals.
And I mean, with the classical harp, they use pedals to change the keys and all this stuff. They're using more chromatism in the classical one.
So do you travel with different harps in different keys, or do you retune them? Or if you have a piece written
I used to return all the time. Actually, during the piece, I changed the key.
Oh, no kidding. And you heard that within the...
Yes.
Wow, good for you. Holy cow, that's something. So,
And I mean, the Colombian harp is more similar, or we used to put like percussion when we play. I mean, or rhythms is not like the classical that is more, polite, like too sweet, and we used to do like more strong things in the Colombian.
and you've got some nails on you for that.
Yes.
Holy cow.
And I broke one of mine
Oh,
when I was performing.
today you broke
Yes.
it? Oh, well, I'm sorry for that. It's a beautiful instrument.
Thank you.
I mean, it must be handmade. It has to be, right? And so the wood, is it from Colombia? Or
Yes, actually, this harp, I found this harp on the street.
You found it on the street?
Yes. Well, I have my harp. One cousin of mine made that for me. But this harp, I was in December on 2012, try to remember. And I was walking and I found totally broken.
You're walking down the street,
Yes,
and there's a harp, like a $20 bill on the sidewalk
Exactly.
or something. And you look around and say, did anybody drop a harp here? No.
Nobody was there at that moment. I took the harp and I brought to the luthier, a friend of mine. His name is Julio, and he fixed everything. And this is the harp. That's the
Fantastic story. Thank you, Thank you, Nicolas.
You're welcome.
So Carlos, let me ask you about the cuatro there.
Yeah.
It's 4-stringed instrument, and I said it looks a lot like a ukulele. I don't want to insult anybody there.
No, it's fine. It also looks similar, kind of, like, because the ukulele is more small, but
It's small, yeah.
This is the traditional instrument in my country, in Venezuela. Normally, if you go over there, you can see each family in home have a cuatro.
Okay.
So it's very common in my country. Everyone have this one.
So you strum chords, you use it for percussive.
Yeah, the thing is we have a lot of styles and we have a lot of rhythms. So what I'm doing, for example, what we did in the composition, normally the cuatro play like joropo, and this style.
Say that again, joropo. Okay, that's a specific rhythm pattern.
Yeah. So.
Can you let me demonstrate that?
Yeah. So it's kind of like we start to emulate like the horse sounds. Because this music is from this. The farmer is from this kind of sound. So if you listen the cuatro, the sound I will do, or the rhythm, is kind of the horse. Look. If I play more fast, it's kind of the horse is running. That's why normally we play. The horse is kind of like running there every time.
And every house has one, so you can pick it up and strum and sing a traditional song?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this instrument is kind of like comping in my country. It's kind of like just comping, and you can comping like harp, maracas, also singer, if we have a singer. Mm-hmm. But normally it's like that. But what I try is to do like more solist things with this instrument. It's my vocation from years ago.
Well, Carlos, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nicolas Castaneda, thank you once again. Victor Cruz, do you guys mind playing a little bit of the trio section?
Yeah.
Just to demonstrate everything and some improvisation. Once again, 502 Sessions. I'm your host, Brian Kirby. I'm here again with Lina Gonzalez and the Unitas Ensemble. This next piece was written for your good friend Marisa Canales here.
Yeah.
Can you tell me who would like to speak about this piece? It's written for solo, flute, and guitar. Robert Becker here.
That's right. We commissioned this piece about 20 years ago from Arturo Marquez, who is a very well-known, very world-renowned composer, actually. And this was in the days when he was not as famous as he is right now. So it's really a piece that brings back a lot of memories. It was written for me as a flutist and for my good friend Juan Carlos Laguna, but now Robert is doing a fantastic job here as the guitarist in this work. And it's just a fantastic way of presenting in a concert setting this dance, the danzón, which actually comes from Cuba, but is very well established in the Gulf Coast of Mexico, in Veracruz.
And did you specify when you commissioned this work, did you say, I want this dance written for?
Actually, yes, this is the danzón number 3, and he had just written the danzón number 2 for orchestra, which has become by now one of the staple pieces of all Latin American orchestras. So we wanted a danzón for a smaller setting, for a smaller scoring, so it is for a chamber orchestra, just like this ensemble is. And so, yes, we wanted a danzón, and we got it.
Very good, I look forward to hearing it. Lina Gonzalez, Marisa Canales, and Robert Bekkers, Unitas Ensemble. Lina Gonzalez, Unitas Ensemble, Marisa Canales, Robert Bekkers. Thank you very much. I mean, that piece was wonderful.
Thank you for having us here in your program. And thank you for these wonderful musicians that do their best to give life to this music.
Oh, it was fantastic. Plenty of life was given. 502 Sessions. You can check out more of our shows at 502sessions.com. You can contact me directly at 502sessions@gmail.com if you have a group, a band, a solo act. It doesn't have to be this big. It could be a duo, a solo, trio, quartet, or another orchestra would be great. I check out all links and I answer all emails. Thank you very much, Lina.
Thank you, and thank you very much, friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you.